The tobacco plant has been around for over 2,000 years. It took until the end of the 19th century before people realized the harmful effects of nicotine. Did you know that nicotine releases dopamine into the brain, like heroin or cocaine? Nicotine is one of the most toxic of all poisons. Nicotine is the second leading cause of death in the world, and it is important to know the side effects it has on the body. Nicotine affects the body in all kinds of different ways, including the heart, hormones, and gastrointestinal system. I used to be a smoker, but I stopped about a year ago. I have studied the effects of nicotine for a long time and experienced the relief from nicotine firsthand. I'll explain to you what nicotine is and how it affects the body, heart, hormones, and gastrointestinal system. In order to understand the effects of nicotine, you must know what nicotine is in the first place. Nicotine is a toxic, colorless, or yellowish, oily liquid that is the chief active constituent of tobacco. It acts as a stimulant in smaller doses, but in larger doses, it blocks the action of the autonomic nerve and skeletal muscle cells. It can also be found in insecticides. Willem Posselt and Carl Rainman were the first people to isolate nicotine from the tobacco plant in 1828, identifying it as a poison. In the late 19th century, people began to realize the harmful effects of nicotine. In 1964, a study was published linking smoking with heart disease and lung cancer. Now that you know what it is, let's talk about how nicotine affects the body. Nicotine stimulates the adrenal glands, resulting in the release of adrenaline. Adrenaline causes your glucose to rise, increased heart rate, breathing, and blood pressure. It can cause the body to form very harmful blood clots. It can cause you to be more likely to get pneumonia. It increases your risk to form diabetes because it increases the level of insulin and resistance your body makes. Nicotine can really affect your heart and can cause unrepairable damage. Nicotine causes plaque to form on your artery walls. It causes your aorta to enlarge. It changes the heart rhythm and the rate of your heartbeats. It causes disease to your coronary artery. And it increases your risk for stroke. Hormones are a huge factor in how our body responds to certain things, but nicotine messes all that up. It has major effects on the reproductive and sexual hormones. It causes erectile dysfunction, increased libido, and infertility. It can also affect our thyroids. This can cause weight gain, fatigue, and mood swings. It can also cause autoimmune thyroid conditions that make your lifestyle even harder. It causes your vitamin D to be lower bone density, and increases your risk of bone fractures. Nicotine has a lot of effects on the gastrointestinal system. It can cause nausea, vomiting, ulcers, diarrhea, and heartburn. There are several different ways that you can get nicotine into your body. Smoking cigarettes or secondhand smoke. Smoking from a cigarette immediately causes effects. It causes the lining of your esophagus to become red and irritated. It causes dry mouth and can cause the back of your throat to itch. Then nicotine reaches your bloodstream and it increases your heart rate, your blood pressure, and reduces your sense of smell. Smoking puts nicotine and carbon monoxide into your body. Chewing tobacco is another way to get nicotine. Chewing tobacco has a lot of effects on the body too. It can cause cracked and bleeding gums and lips. It can make your teeth fall out. The nicotine increases your heart rate, cause irregular heart rates, and increase your blood pressure. It also causes cancer. Nicotine gum. Nicotine gum is supposed to help people stop using nicotine, but sometimes it does the exact opposite. Nicotine gum is only supposed to be used for a short couple of months. If used longer, it can cause damage to your teeth. It can cause indigestion, insomnia, cough, gas, and all the typical heart and blood pressure problems. The last thing I'm going to share is about vaping. Vaping is a new and recent trend that has set out to help people stop smoking, but it's actually a lot more harmful than people think. Vaping includes inhaling and exhaling aerosol and vegetable glycerin mixed with nicotine and other harmful chemicals. Vaping causes an increased risk of heart and digestive illnesses. Vaping causes your immune system to weaken. First, I discussed what nicotine is. Second, I discussed how nicotine affects your body. Thirdly, I discussed how nicotine affects your heart. Fourth, I discussed how it affects your hormone. Finally, I discussed how it affects your gastrointestinal system. So nicotine has many effects on the body, heart, hormones, and gastrointestinal system. In conclusion, I hope this gives someone a chance to really look at how nicotine destroys the body and it could cost you your life. It's not worth it. You can stop and you could feel so much better. Thank you.